our tumbling tower blocks, some wood glue, some Mod Podge, some paint at your choice, maybe some wax if you want to use it, your glue gun, your wood glue, of course. I don't know if I mentioned it, but at least your wood glue, some glue sticks and a brush. And what we're going to make is, of course, for me a challenge because I never made one. We are going to make an old sewing machine. So I really have no idea how this will turn out. So I start from scratch. So we build this together. I hope you take out the tumbling tower blocks too, and then we can build it at least totally together. So, but this is what we need. For our sewing machine, we are going to start first by gluing some pieces with wood glue, and that takes always a little bit longer. So we are going to do 4, and again another 4, and another 4. So this will take a couple of your blocks. So you see, this will be the first layer we are going to do. I'm going to glue this together. We are going to do this 3 layers high. So the first one I'm going to do with my glue gun, and the rest I'm going to build up with my wood glue. So it's very easy to do. Of course, you see already I missed 1 block. It's better if you use 12 of them. So like this. This is the first base, and then we're going to build it up with our wood glue. So very easy, just make 3 pieces of 4 is the same if you do it in 1. So this way, and squeeze it and press it down. And the next line again, and this way. And of course I was thinking if I would try it or not, because I really, like I said, I have no idea how this will turn out. So it can also be a big disaster, but we will see that while we are working. I really have no idea. And I don't know if someone else made it already. I didn't look for it. So I just always love the old Singer sewing machine. So that's why I'm going to try to make this old one. And I always want to try to make it my own way. So that's always better than you make it the way from someone else. So I always say, give your own twist on it. It gives your work much more uniqueness. And number 3. And the last one. Very easy. And now you already have 4 pieces of 4, you see. And now we only need to glue these 4 pieces together. And I have to see if I don't have, I think this one will be fitting a little better. So we do some glue and we place this one together, squeeze it and press it down. And now the last one. And again, squeeze it and press it down. And now we already have the first start of our base. And now we're going to build it up. I can put away my glue gun, and now I'm going to build up with my wood glue. That's very easy. 1 on the side and a little bit over here. And we're going to just place, and you can change it every time. That's the great thing about wood glue. Again, place it and over here, and try to get it as even as you can. And we go for the next, so the sides. And of course my glue gun my wood glue is not working with me. I will take in a moment I will take a new one, so you don't have to wait that long. And again, this one. And the last I'm going to do only on the underside, because you don't have to do it on the front anymore. So I will do this one together, and then I'm quickly going to get a new wood glue. Now you already see 1 line we did together, like this. And that's a great thing. You still can build it every time. I don't know if that's not the right word, rebuild it. At least you can change it up still. If everything is going sideways or maybe another way, you still can, with wood glue, you still can change it up. And you see, I'm going to do the next couple of blocks. You saw me already building further, so it is very easy. Just do some on the top because he has to glue on this side, he has to glue on this side and on the front side for this block. So we do over here, on the side and a little bit over here. It's very easy. Of course, I have to turn it over. I did it the wrong side. You see, then I start over this one. It's also fine. I did start on the wrong block. I'm going to go, of course, on this side, and on this side. And I'm going to place it over here again. And now we can squeeze it and press it inside with the other ones. And we do this one, the side, and this side. And we're going to place it in again. And the last we are going to do on this side, and on this side. And again, place it in. And we already have 2 layers thick of our sewing machine. I will do the 3rd layer because I think you will, if you have to wait for that, that will be a very long DIY. So I will do the 3rd layer. The base of my sewing machine is still a little bit on drying. What I'm going to do, because I want to have a decorative line around it. So what I'm going to do 3 blocks and a half block like this in between. So I'm going to do this and this together in one line. So I'm going to take my glue gun, squeeze it together this way, and now we're going to do the full block on top of it. Make sure that the half block is the same length you use in the opposite direction in a moment, or else your decorative line around it won't be very nice to see. So make sure that both of the blocks are the same length. And of course, I always have a bag around with a half block. So make sure that maybe you can ask your husband or what, or maybe you can do it yourself. But make sure that you have a bag with some half blocks, or with blocks which are little of the corner of, so you always have little pieces laying around so you can take them whenever you need them. And I'm going to do this one, and now the last, and this I'm going to glue it, and this is already. And what we're going to do right now is just take a middle block, this one, and over here I have to be sure, yeah, this is the same length. I'm going to do this one on here and squeeze it and press it down and remove the glue. And I'm going to glue this one. Of course, first I'm going to do this one, or else I already would make a mistake and I never get it in. So I'm going to do it this way. And now I still need to get it off my table. So we have now this shape, and we only need to glue these parts together. So we do some glue on this ending and some glue on this ending. And we are going to place it together, squeeze it and press it down and keep it in place for a couple of seconds. And when it's dried up, we're going to look for if no glue is coming out, because if you want to glue it with your wood glue on top of here, then it would be very wobbly. So make sure that you have all the glue away, and then you have such a little frame. And if everything is correct, I can place it on top of here like this. And I'm going to get my wood glue, turn this one upside down. I'm going to take my wood glue and I'm going to make a line around the ending over here. And I'm going to do this one, and I use wood glue, but if you have another glue which you think is much better, just go ahead, take the glue which you are used to. So, and this way, and I'm going to place this one on top of here, and I have to look that I have it almost in the way I need to have it, and I still need to move it to my side, and then we going to look for that we have everything in the direction we want to have it. I think I am almost at the direction I need, and I'm going to take my can and I'm going to place it upside down again, on top of here again, not upside down, but on top of here again, and I let it dry again for 1.5 hours. Here you see how the base is dried up, and he is very sturdy because we did it with some wood glue, so he is very sturdy. So we already have the base of our sewing machine. We are going to place it apart. What we're going to do, we are going to take first a couple of blocks. I'm going to do some glue on the side. I'm going to glue 2 together this way, and I'm going to do another 2, and again squeeze it and press it down. Don't forget to press it down, or else you get not a flat surface to work with. And again squeeze and press it down, and the last one, squeeze and press it down. It's so easy to do, like this. And what we're going to do right now we are going to make a square, but I think a lot of you who are here already for a long time know already what I will make. I will just make a kind of a square. I'm just going to place them against each other this way, keep them in place for a little moment until they dried up. Now I'm going to do some glue, of course, on this side of my block, and I'm going to place one against this one, but in the opposite direction, and I have to work a little bit with it this way. And now if you're looking right, this is the thing, you see, one I did in front and the other one I did on the next to it, and you see already I did forgot to remove the glue. And you also have to do on both sides of your blocks, or else your blocks are not fitting right. So I have to look also here, and now he is fitting very nicely inside of each other. So you do some glue on this side and a little line on the inside over here, and then you can easily squeeze it together until one piece this way. And now you have a nice little square. It's so easy to make. I'm going to make 3 of them. I made 3 of our squares, but because I didn't make this DIY earlier, so I have no idea what I'm doing, but I was looking at it and I think I need 1 more. So I'm going to not make 3 of those square blocks, but we are going to make 4. And voila, you see already we have 4 of our squares. What we're going to do, we are going to glue them, but in separate ways, because we are going to do one on this, we're gluing one on this side, and of course you see it in opposite direction. Probably from your side it will be this side. I'm going to glue this on here. I'm going to glue this one on here. I'm going to glue this one also on here, and we are going to glue this one not in this way but in this way. So like this, and I have to move it a little piece. So, but I'm going to glue it and then you understand completely what I mean. I'm going to take my first block, I'm going to turn it over, I'm going to do some wood glue on here, and I'm going to try to do it in a little bit to the middle of the block, the inside of the block. I think that's a better word. This way, you see, and I'm going to place it on here, but I only leave over a little, now I think half a centimeter on this side, a half a centimeter, and then centrate it that you have it really in the middle like this. Then take a dry brush and just remove the wood glue or the glue what you use away, and make sure that it stays in the middle and let it dry. Now I take again 2 blocks and I'm going to glue them together. The only thing you have to be careful with is that you do the lines. It is not something that really is, if you didn't do it, it's also fine, but for the structure is a little bit nicer to see that you have the lines, because you have here a smaller one, two bigger ones, and here a smaller one, and also here this. So close the smaller ones together like this, so you get one nice line over here. If you turn it over, then you have the other smaller line over here. If you like that better, it's also fine too, but I choose for this one. So I'm going to place it this way, and I'm going to do a paint container on top of here, so it gives a little bit pressure with drying. And we let this dry for at least 1.5 hours. What we're going to do, because we have open gaps, you see, if I place this upside on the side, you see this is open, and I have on the other side also open. I will show you when we glue everything together. I will show you. So we need to close this up. You can use a piece of cardboard and just measure out and just place a piece of cardboard over it. What I'm going to try to do, because I like also a little bit decoration, I'm going to glue 2 of them together. And I'll show you that in a moment. Of course, I should have done my glue on. I'm going to glue 2 together like this and squeeze it, press it down, and I'm going to do the other one. And again, place it, because I have 2 open gaps in a moment when we glue everything together. And I'm going to, you see, I'm going to place it. It's not totally fitting over it, but I like that because now it gives a nice decoration line around it. So I'm going to place it this way, get my marker, and I'm going to make a mark line over here, and I'm going to, with my jigsaw, I'm going to cut it off, so make it a little bit smaller, so we have a nice ending of our sides. So I waited a little moment. Of course, it's not totally 1.5 hours, but I'm also going to glue, because this is already very steady. I'm going to lay it down, and I have to be sure where I want to have my piece. I think I'm going to do this one over here, so I have to glue. This one will be right this way, and I'm going to lay this one over here. So I hope I can show it to you this way. So we have this 2-1, and we are going to glue this one together. We're doing that first before we're going to glue it on the base, or else we can't glue it on top of the base. That's really a difficult explanation. I really am sorry. If you see the base, we already have one on top of here, and if I glue this one already on here, then I can do a paint can on top of here, so for the heaviness. But if I need to do this one later, then it will fall easily down. I cannot do a paint can on top of here, so that's why I do it first. I'm going to glue this one together because it can lay down, and then I'm going to place it on the base. I hope this is a little bit better English, because then you wouldn't understand, but I think you already see how I make it. So I'm going to, this one will be on the base and this one will be on the side. So it's very easy. I'm just going to turn it over, do some glue. And of course I use again wood glue. You can use the glue of your glue gun, but for the steadiness I just going to do this one, and I'm going to place it on top of here. And of course I also can place it this way maybe, and then we can do some paint can on top of here, so this way. And I'm going to place it on top of here and model it the way you think it needs to be. It has to be in a straight line. So I'm feeling with my fingers if the lines are straight. So this way. And we are going to let this also dry for 1.5 hours. So I did let it dry. Now it is finished. And this is what you get right now. You see, you have an open gap over here, but it doesn't matter. We work that away. And if everything is correct, you can place it on top of here. And I will do it like this. You see already, it looks already like a sewing machine. So we will get there. Eventually, we will get there. Every time again. Before we're going to glue it on top of here, we are going to see, we have our pieces. I just, with my jigsaw, I did saw out. Of course, you can use a hand saw. You can let someone else do it. So we can glue this one on top of here, and we can glue this one on top of here. But you see already, I was debating with myself if I would do inside of here in the under opening, because we need a needle for under here. But I was first thinking to make a little square from 4 pieces like this. This was my first idea, and then place it inside of here. But then he already gets too low, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to sew out again, still one like this. And I'm going to glue this one also on the underside, so also this one is closed. And then I'm going to do a needle, at least what looks like a needle, glued on top of here. So then it's already low enough. So I'm going to do one with my jigsaw again. So I hope you have a little moment. Now we have our 3 pieces, and I'm going to glue this one over here, and on the underside. So we're just going to close it. All our little blocks from the 2 are glued together, so we don't have open gaps anymore. And I will show you the base, and if you do it this way, and I will turn it like this, you see already it gets more and more, it looks like a sewing machine. What we're going to do right now, I'm still not gluing it on top of each other, I'm just going to lay it apart. I'm going to take my bag with half blocks. You see, this is 1 block, and I always have a bag full of half blocks. So if you have your husband and he can do a package of this kind of blocks, but all of them in half, you always have them laying around. So what I did measure out what I needed to make a needle out of it. So I did place it on top of my base, very easy like this. And I'm just going to measure out which part, because you need I think like this from the bottom of the needle. So I a little bit higher. So I measured out, and if I'm going to saw it off, and then I'm going to make a little point on it with a knife. So first I'm going to cut a little piece off, and then I'm going to make a little kind of a point for which looks like a needle. But of course it is a decor piece, so you don't have to have a real needle. So I'm going to do that. And here you are, just did saw out a little piece. And what I'm going to do, I take my knife and I'm going to make from the corners. I'm just going to try to get a little bit off the side, so it looks a little bit more like a needle. So I will do this because this gives a lot of mess. So of course, maybe you also can do it your husband. It's maybe easier. But I always love to do everything myself, even if it doesn't work. So I did do it this way. Of course, I don't want my needle, at least what looks like a needle, too thin, because or else I don't think it's fitting with my sewing machine. He's a little bit, yeah, because it's wood and blocks, it is a little bit thicker. So I don't want to have it too small. So, but I did my best to get it as round as I can on the underside, and I keep this in a square on the top. So I did measure out, maybe I can show it to you, so you can also, oh, this way. I always have to think of to do it in your direction. I always have to think about it, how it will turn out. So you see already, I am really happy how this is looking like. And I'm still not going to glue everything because I still need to paint it. And this one will go in the wax. What I'm going to do right now, of course, I think I'm going to take my paint, and first we're going to give it a paint. This will be in the black color. The top of this will be in the black color, and a little piece of here will be in the black color, and the rest over it I will do in some furniture wax, but you can choose any color you like. I have my painter's mat under it, and of course I'm going to start with this piece, and he will be totally in the black color. I use my schoolboard paint, but you can use any paint and any color you like. For me, I want to that my sewing machine looks a little bit like the old brand Singer. So I'm really do my best, but of course it will be a decor piece, so bear with me. I will paint this in the black. I wanted to show you also that I did tape off a little piece of my sewing machine, because I only want to do this in the black color and this in the black color, but I want to leave a little line open for the furniture wax. I hope I like that better than totally in the black. So we will see how this will turn out, but I did it with some some tape here. In the Netherlands we call it afplak tape. So it is very easy. I think everyone has it already in their home. So now I can easily go around it, and then the lines hopefully will be the lines a straight line. In the meantime, while the rest of our sewing machine is drying from the black paint, I'm going to take some wooden slices, but of course I ordered them online on AliExpress, but you can find them anywhere. And if you don't, and you don't want to spend any money on it, just take a piece of cardboard, draw a round on it, and take a little bit of a thicker piece of cardboard, or else do 2 pieces glued together. I'm going to do from the bigger rounds. I think they are 20 centimeters if I am correctly in from this way to this way. I'm going to do 3 pieces. I'm going to glue together like this, and I'm going to place 2 of the smaller ones also glue together, and I'm going to glue them on here like this. So it's very easy. Just you can, like I said, you can use some a cardboard, or maybe even something else you have laying around. This is already number 1, and I'm going to go for number 3, because then it gets a little bit thicker. And just place them on top of each other. And now we're going to do the 2 smaller ones. I think they are maybe 18 or 16 from one side to the other side, this way. And I'm going to do some glue on this and just place it in the middle like this. Of course, I say a lot of like this again. I'm sorry. Don't just ignore it. I'm just going to place it, and just you have this. What we're going to do, of course, we let it dry for a little moment. I always have laying around a package with my little piece. I just buy them in a couple of bags, do them in some IKEA bags, and I have different sizes for it. And I have one of the smaller ones and one of the little bit bigger ones. I think I'm going for the smaller one, or maybe the bigger one, and I'm going to glue it in the middle like this. But before I'm going to do it, because some pieces get a black color and some pieces get a furniture wax. Our round is almost dried up, and then I'm going to do some furniture wax on top of here. First we're going to remove the tape, and I really hope that it doesn't blend out, because I really have no idea. So we will see. And on this side it's almost nothing, so I really hope that this side is also going okay. So you see, now we have a nice line I have to look for on this side. And this is how he's looking like. And I'm really happy with the result. And this will be in some furniture wax. Of course, I have it now this way to you, but of course you turn it around. Our piece on top piece is also almost dried up. And he is coming on top of here. So, but he's not totally dry, so I let it dry for a little moment. I'm going to do already some furniture wax on top of here and of the sides of our sewing machine. I have my round, I have my underpart of my sewing machine, and of course what I think it's a needle ready to do some furniture wax. But before I'm going to do the round, I'm going to do the back side. I do a little block, and it is a half block. And I painted already in the black color because I'm going to glue it in the middle. So just take a half block of 1/3 of a half block. It's also fine. Glue it in the middle so you can later glue it on the side. So you get an opening in between. If you look on the side of your sewing machine, you still see an opening, or else it looks like your round is totally glued together to your sewing machine, and that's normally is never the case. So I'm going to do, before I'm going to do some wax on it, I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm going to glue it. And I'm going to, this time I do it with some glue from my glue gun. But of course you can also use some glue from your, some wood glue or something else, it doesn't matter. But be sure that you have it in the middle. That's the main part, that you at least try as best as you can in the middle. Of course I didn't glue the back side this way, and I'm try to place it in the middle. I have to look this way, so keep it in place for a little couple of seconds, and you see now he's already in the middle of our round. And now I can easily do some wax over it, because if I do wax before, then my block would never glue very nicely on top of the wax, because the wax is always a little bit, yeah, I call it here in the Netherlands, we call it vettig, but I don't know, at least it is not great to glue on. Let's keep it keep it that way, that I explained it. For my wax I always use a cheap home brand furniture wax, so you can find it anywhere and don't pay too much. So I'm going to do all the pieces in the furniture, and you see already how much it changes only with you when you give it a little bit of wax. Or maybe you can stain it, you can distress it, you can do anything you like. Maybe you like another color. I have black, but maybe you like better white, even more a farmhouse look. So go ahead and do whatever you think is right. So everything is what needs to be in the furniture wax, I did in the furniture wax. And you see I did very neatly, I did my block glued, but did I forget? Of course, maybe a lot of you already saw already of what thinking she forgets something. And yes, I should have glued this also on top of here before I did it in some wax. So the possibility is that he can fall off, but I'm going to glue it just with some glue from a glue gun in the middle of my center, and then I can put everything together. Before we can do the top on top of our sewing machine, of course, first what I'm going to do, I have to place the wheel on this side, and of course the needle on this side. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some on my block, I'm going to do some wood glue, and it is very easy because I just lay my block in the middle of this, and then I only need to place it, if I am correct, if I have to, and I place it this way and just let it dry. Our rounds are dried up on the side, and the only thing what we need to do before we're going to glue it on top of here, we need our needle still glued on. So we do some glue on here, and we're going to place it exactly in the middle. this way. You see, I showed you a little bit closer, like this. And now this is the side and this is the other side. And now we only need to do some wood glue on top of here and some painter's can on top, and then we can let it dry. So we do some wood glue, of course, and try to do it in the more to the middle, especially now, because we don't want the wood glue is coming out too much. So just around the little lines over here, so it can fall inside and not on the side. But of course then you can take a dry brush and wipe it away. So I'm going to place it, and I have to be sure that I have it on the right spot, or else my whole work is under the wood glue. So I have to be sure that I have it on the straight line and this way. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take my painter's can and I'm going to place it up on here. And now I'm going to feel with my fingers if everything is still in place, and just go around it with your fingers so you are sure that he is straight on your underpiece of your sewing machine. You can't see it right now, but in a moment I'll show you the whole machine. My sewing machine is drying. What I did, I took out my letters, and I have always wooden letters or letters with some stickers, but this time I'm going to use the wooden letters, and I'm going to make the word Singer, because that's a brand from sewing machines, at least here in the Netherlands, but I think also around the world. So I'm going to get out my gold marker, and I'm going to give them a gold color. So I hope the gold will look very nice on top of the black on the side of my sewing machine. So I'm going to color them all, and then we're going to glue them on top of our sewing machine. The letters are ready to be glued on top of my sewing machine, but he's not totally dry yet, and I'm not going to take a risk because it's very heavy when he's not glued rightly. So what I did, I took 4 of the smaller blocks. So I work with this one I did with the bigger blocks, but these are the smaller blocks, because we need a spool where we can wind our twine around it. So I'm going to make a little square with this kind of block. So I'm going to lay them against each other this way, and I'm going to squeeze it this way, and I'm going to remove the glue, because you always have to do it immediately this way. Now I'm going to do on the smaller block also, and I'm going to glue it inside here and squeeze it and press it down this way. And now we only need, just like we did with the bigger blocks, in the inside over here and a little bit over here. And now we can glue this block very easily in between here and this way. And now we have a nice little square. You see, I'm going to do it in some furniture wax, and then I'm going to wind off some twine. I can do some black twine, but maybe I just do the twine color. I don't know yet, but we will see. And you can do red if it is the Christmas season. You can change it up anyway, anyhow you like. So I'm going to do some furniture wax. I have the furniture wax on my block. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little glue in the middle. I'm going to place a piece of my twine in here, let it dry for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to make a couple of turns in the middle, like this. It doesn't matter how you do it. You can go it in across, you can go this way, you can go any way you like. So, and I'm just going to do it in the middle, and now I'm going to cut it off over here, do some glue exactly in the middle so you don't see it, and place the ending of the twine on here, and just remove the rest of your glue. And now you see, now you have a nice little close, I don't know, here in the Netherlands we noem het klosje. I don't know how you really, I think a spool if I am correctly, but of course we are going to place this one at the ending of our sewing machine. So this is ready also. And this is how our sewing machine is when he is dried up. And I'm really happy with the end result. I know you can see it very difficult because my green placemat is under it. We are going to do some letters on the front, the word, like I said, the word singer. And then we can also place a little closure on top and some little eye opening over here. But you see that in a minute. So first I'm going to glue the letters on the front.